Alright, moving on to bag C. Alright, I'm not sure if I mentioned this earlier. I have not had a chance to look at the kits, go through the kits, or even go through the manual. So I'm doing this just as you guys would be doing it. And I am probably going to be trying to point out some things that, like I did earlier in the manual, that were wrong. So you may see post-edit Bob come in and make some adjustments. Just a heads up and a warning. It looks like we have bag C is the front shock tower assembly. Okay, so the first thing I normally check on these whenever I'm building a kit is just to see how free they automatically are. And these are, as we can see here, they're super free. Sometimes you will need to ream out that hole a little bit just to make sure that you don't have anything that binds up, but these feel actually really good. Okay, so diff is going to be in this position, and that is going to go just like that. And you'll know you have the right side because these are countersunk. And these are going to be the 3x18, so it's the 2 longer screws in the kit. Let's see how much I can drop tonight. There's the first one. So the front diff, I gotta see what pills that I'm gonna put in there. It looks like the standard is gonna be center dot, which is, I believe, yes, that's what we're putting in here. So we've got center dot in the rears, and then we'll have center dots in the front. We'll find out. Okay, here's one thing that I want to show you guys, that if you don't properly prep these after you pull them off the tree, this one has a little baby nub on it. I don't know if you can see it. It's right here. This one has an even bigger one. If you don't cut these off, you're gonna have a hard time getting this in and out. If you do get it in all the way, it's gonna be tough to get it out. You're gonna have to beat on it a little bit. However, see if I can do this where you guys can see how I normally do it. Very carefully, you just want to take the blade and get the burr off of there. And now you'll see that that's going to go in a lot more clean and flush. Now you can get them to go in with the burr on there, but like I said, it's going to tighten up. You're probably going to have to use something to tap on it to get it in there. But yeah, we're close to flush. Turns out that we want to actually put these droop screws in first. They're showing that they go in from the top. I'm going to leave mine flush for now until we actually go through and put the setup on it. That's going to give us maximum droop. That is going to go in. The arms, actually the angle goes towards the center of the vehicle. So if this is the center of the vehicle, the arm is going to slope like this. Going in flush. And now we can put this guy back on. I don't think that this kit, if the rest of it continues to go like this, is going to require a whole bunch of break-in. I've got a feeling that it's going to be pretty close right off the rip. with these arms being that clean like that. I know I've had other brands that wouldn't move unless you reamed them out or had to break the kit in. Good. And you're still free. Same thing on this side. Diff is still free. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back. We are going to get right into it. We left off at the D-bag. I think I've said that enough times now. And here we go. Let's see if there is any carbon fiber. So I am going to be removing this guy and putting the carbon fiber one on. I just realized that I had all of these upgrade parts. If I can pull part numbers, I definitely will. That way you guys can see the upgraded parts, but we are going to switch over to the carbon fiber front and the carbon fiber top here. Okay, so real quick, let's bust these 4 screws out. Dropping stuff everywhere. Alright. So there is a countersunk side to this. And go right back in. Be interesting to see how long this carbon fiber actually lasts me. Especially with being a new kit. I probably should have left the other one on there, but I want to put all the bling on it to see how it's gonna look. I do believe that I have a titanium screw kit. I will not be using the titanium screw kit on, at least on this kit. Maybe on the Buggy, but not on this one. Okay, back to the D-bag. Okay, so it looks like we need to build 2 links with a 15.5 millimeter gap is the out of box, which is what we're gonna do right now. And I absolutely loathe building links. Okay, so I'm not gonna have to do this again. I'm glad I caught it before I did. I'm gonna run the titanium turnbuckles on my specific kit. So this is how they come. This is what they look like. And they are all labeled as far as what the sizes are. So let's try this again now that they're actually fitted. And these do not have a side that is longer than the other one. They are significantly lighter, I can feel that. And then so we just basically need to do the 15.5 to start out of the gate. for both. Drop these in, one side is actually larger than the other. There is a lip on one side, so make sure you go the right way, otherwise you might have an issue with your turnbuckle popping out later. Do note that one side is different than the other, completely rounded. This one is smaller of a side. Yeah, these are different. So one of each one of these goes in each one of the turnbuckles. So be mindful of that. These ones are different. Now there is a reason that I put those in, because when I go to crank down on this, you don't want to put a tool inside this plastic part and then start turning it on. But you can put that in there if you get the right size. The easier way to do it, and a safer way, is to do it like this. That way you're not wallering out the plastic. Okay, and on this one we actually went too far, so we're going to pull this side back out one turn. The reason I'm not overly concerned about getting it exact is because you're going to want to do some adjustment when you get these on the car. Okay. We're about the same as we were on this one. Alright, the stubby side is what goes on here. So links are going to go on the back side. I've got to look at mine. The stock position appears to be outside hole, corner down. I want to look at my setup sheet that I've got, because that's where I'll be going. And so on my setup sheet on the front, we are going long link, so I'll be going down and inside, and when we get the hubs on, it'll be all the way out, which I'm a fan of anyways. So stubby side, this side, no, that side, this side goes over, and I would assume that it goes this way so that you can put a tool on there to stop it. It's these guys right here. I love measuring hardware. So I'm almost 100% certain that these are the correct ones that you want to be putting in there. And we do want to be using Loctite on this. For now, we're not gonna wrench on that too tight. I would assume that just a regular pair of pliers would work perfectly fine. Let's just go ahead and snug it down. Okay. I am a little shocked not to see a washer on the other side of this carbon fiber though. Maybe down the line that's something I'll be changing. Anyways, rinse, repeat on the other side. And now we are going to build the roll bar, triangle facing down, and the bottom. So the arrow pointing at the triangle needs to get this one, not the one that connects to the roll bar. So again, triangle down. Where is my tool? That goes in. And this guy goes in. These also have a lip of how they go in, so be mindful of that as well. Same thing on this guy, triangle down. Snug. Do the opposite side. See if I can get this one going a little bit smoother. Hey, how about that, boys and girls? And then we need to add our roll bar now. Okay, we're going to go ahead and install the front roll bar. These do not have to go, don't over tighten these screws. They just need to be snug. You over tighten them and you're gonna need to get a new diff cover. Or use super glue to keep them in place, which you don't want to be depending on that. Okay, this one. Nice. Okay, and then your set screws are going to be, there's two sets in here. The longer set, the 5mm set of the 5mm set screw is the one you're going to use here. And that actually went in pretty stiff. So it looks like those are going to actually do a decent job of holding. Okay. And you're going to have the other two set screws, the 3x5s. I'm sorry, the 3x3s. The N3x3s, the shorter ones, are going to go out here with Loctite. Okay, don't want these super tight. Just want them tight enough to where there's not a whole bunch of movement. They still need to be free so that the arms can move. But you can see I've got a little bit of space in here. We'll readjust those once we get the shocks built and get everything up, like in and on. favorite noise over there, buddy. Especially when I'm recording. I don't have a distance, so I'm just going right to the end. Just a little bit of the roll bar sticking out. You don't, again, these don't have to go super tight. They need to be tight, but not, you will strip them if you go too tight. Okay, and again, we're just going to go right to the end here. And again, these are things that can get readjusted later down the line. 1 and 3x10. These should be 4x10s that hold it down here. Okay, we need to move to big boy. Okay, and this has a countersunk side. I'll put this part number up on the screen somewhere for this carbon fiber piece. Ooh. Going for a ride, boys. Again, not going in all the way. And then hand tightening. Sorry about the light. Hopefully this is still, yeah, I'm still in focus. Okay, and we have, and here we have a single hole. Obviously that's where that goes. Okay, so it is gonna lock down into, it's gonna lock on the carbon fiber to hold it down. I was trying to figure out whether or not I was missing a part or yeah, we're gonna put that in the rest of the way by the end. Don't put the body mount on before you put the brace in. Because it'll get in the way. So this is where we're going to end up. I'm going to go ahead and show it in the light, just so everybody can see. And our arms should be free. And that is going to conclude the D bag. I will grab the next bag and we will continue on.